Have you ever experienced a series of events so improbable, so meaningfully aligned with your own thoughts or experiences that you couldn't help but question if there was something more at play than mere chance? Perhaps you've dismissed it as coincidence, but what if these occurrences, these synchronicities, hold deeper significance than we often assume? Carl Jung, the renowned Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, dedicated much of his life to exploring the hidden depths of the human psyche, and it was through this exploration that he encountered the profound nature of synchronicity. Jung believed that these meaningful coincidences were not merely random occurrences, but rather glimpses into the underlying interconnectedness of all things. In this exploration of Jung's work, we will delve into the enigmatic world of synchronicity. We will examine its definition, its relationship to archetypes and symbols, and its potential to illuminate the hidden connections between our inner world and the vast expanse of the outer world. Join me as we journey together into the depths of Jungian thought and unlock the mysteries of synchronicity. To truly grasp the significance of synchronicity, we must first understand the crucial role played by archetypes and symbols. Jung believed the human psyche is a structured system of innate patterns. These patterns are universal, transcending time and culture, forming the foundation of our collective unconscious. Archetypes are primordial images embedded in our collective unconscious. They represent fundamental human experiences like the hero and the shadow, and act as the language of the unconscious. Symbols appear in our dreams, myths, and synchronicities. They guide us, revealing hidden truths and illuminating our path.
Now, to truly grasp the baffling nature of synchronicity, let's delve into a remarkable case recounted by Jung himself. A patient, deeply entrenched in a rigid, rational worldview, presented a dream about a golden scarab beetle, a potent symbol in Egyptian mythology representing transformation and rebirth. As she described the dream, a persistent tapping sound caught our attention at the window. I cautiously approached, and to my astonishment, found a large scarabæed beetle, strikingly similar to the one from the dream, attempting to enter the room. This improbable event, defying the bounds of mere coincidence, shattered the patient's staunch rationalism. The universe, it seemed, had dramatically intervened, offering a potent symbol of transformation precisely when her psyche was primed for it. This, you see, is the very essence of synchronicity, a meaningful coincidence so improbable that it jolts us out of our ordinary perception of reality. It forces us to confront the possibility of a deeper, interconnected order beneath the surface of things.
Now, consider the intricate dance of human connection, the seemingly random encounters that shape our lives. Synchronicity, it turns out, plays a profound role in drawing individuals together, orchestrating relationships that defy logical explanation. Think about a time when you met someone who felt strangely familiar, as if your paths had crossed long ago. Perhaps you felt an inexplicable pull towards them, a sense that your meeting was destined. These experiences, often dismissed as mere chance, may hint at the subtle workings of synchronicity. Jung believed that synchronicity acts as a uniting force, guiding us towards relationships with individuals who hold significance for our personal growth. These relationships, often marked by a sense of destiny or purpose, challenge us to confront our shadows, expand our perspective, and ultimately become more complete individuals. So the next time you encounter someone who seems strangely familiar, pay attention to the subtle cues of synchronicity. You might just be standing at the precipice of a transformative relationship. Let's turn our attention to the enigmatic realm of dreams, a landscape teeming with symbolism and often overlooked messages. Jung, a pioneer in dream analysis, recognized a profound connection between dreams and synchronicity, viewing both as windows into the unconscious mind. Dreams, he argued, are not merely random firings of neurons, but rather a rich tapestry woven from the threads of our personal and collective unconscious. They offer glimpses into our deepest fears, desires, and potentials, often cloaked in the language of symbols and archetypes. Synchronistic events in this context can be seen as a bridge between the unconscious and conscious realms. They bring the symbolic language of dreams into our waking lives, urging us to pay attention to the messages bubbling up from the depths. Remember that vivid dream you had, filled with strange symbols and unsettling imagery? Now imagine encountering those very symbols in your waking life. A book title, a snippet of conversation, a peculiar object. These occurrences, far from being mere coincidences, may hold profound meaning, offering guidance and insight from the depths of our being. The creative process, much like life itself, can often feel like navigating a chaotic labyrinth. We strive for meaning, for those flashes of insight that break through the mundane, and sometimes, in those moments when we least expect it, synchronicity emerges. Imagine a painter staring at a blank canvas. He's adrift in a sea of possibilities. Then, a seemingly insignificant event occurs. The way the light hits a vase, a snippet of conversation, and in that instant, the floodgates of inspiration open. This is no mere coincidence. This is the hand of synchronicity at work. It's the voice of the deeper self, whispering possibilities. The creative individual learns to trust these signals, recognizing them as sparks of significance. These synchronicities often appear as symbols, pregnant with meaning. Now, to truly grasp the depths of synchronicity, we must delve into one of Jung's most profound concepts, the collective unconscious. Imagine, if you will, a vast reservoir of shared human experience, a deep wellspring of archetypes, instincts, and primordial images. This, my friends, is the collective unconscious. It's not some mystical notion, but rather a fundamental aspect of the human psyche, passed down through generations, shaping our perceptions and interactions with the world. Think of it as the bedrock upon which our individual consciousness is built. And just as the movements of the Earth's tectonic plates shape continents and oceans, the currents of the collective unconscious influence the very fabric of our reality. Synchronicity, then, becomes a language spoken by this collective unconscious, a means of communication that transcends the limitations of time and space. It's in these moments of meaningful coincidence that we catch glimpses of this interconnectedness, this underlying unity that binds us all. These synchronicities emerging from the depths of this shared unconscious serve as potent reminders of our interconnectedness. They whisper to us of a universal language, a symphony of meaning orchestrated by forces beyond our immediate comprehension. To dismiss them as mere coincidence is to deny a fundamental aspect of our being.
Now you might be thinking, this all sounds very esoteric, Dr. Peterson. But how does synchronicity actually manifest in everyday life? It's in the everyday occurrences, the seemingly insignificant moments, that the universe often reveals its hand. Consider the phenomenon of repeatedly encountering the same symbol or number. Perhaps you glance at the clock at 11:11, only to notice the same sequence on a license plate later that day. Or perhaps you've experienced the uncanny feeling of thinking about someone you haven't spoken to in years, only to receive a phone call from them moments later. These synchronicities serve as guideposts on our life's journey.
Now, we've discussed the profound implications of synchronicity for our personal lives, but what does the realm of science have to say about these peculiar occurrences? Can the rigid empirical framework of science even accommodate such seemingly mystical phenomena? It's a question that has puzzled thinkers for centuries. While classical physics, with its emphasis on cause and effect, might struggle to explain synchronicity, the revolutionary field of quantum physics offers some intriguing possibilities. Quantum entanglement, for instance, demonstrates that particles can be linked across vast distances in ways that defy our conventional understanding of space and time. This interconnectedness at the quantum level, where particles seem to know about each other's states instantaneously, resonates with the Jungian notion of a collective unconscious. Could it be that synchronicity operates through similar principles, connecting events and individuals in ways that transcend our current scientific models? While it's true that science hasn't definitively proven synchronicity, the exploration itself highlights the limitations of our current paradigms. Perhaps, just as quantum physics revolutionized our understanding of the universe, a deeper exploration of synchronicity might illuminate hidden dimensions of reality and consciousness.
Carl Jung, a man who dedicated his life to exploring the hidden depths of the human psyche, was no stranger to the perplexing reality of synchronicity. In fact, his own encounters with these meaningful coincidences profoundly shaped his theories. One particularly compelling example, often cited in discussions of synchronicity, is the story of the scarab beetle. Jung was treating a patient, a woman struggling to overcome a significant psychological blockage. She had been recounting a dream about a golden scarab beetle when, at that very moment, a large scarab beetle, quite rare in that climate, crashed against the window of his office. Jung, recognizing the profound improbability of the event, retrieved the beetle and presented it to his patient. This seemingly impossible coincidence, this intrusion of the outside world into the deeply personal narrative of the patient's psyche, had a profound impact on her. It broke through her intellectual defenses, allowing her to access the symbolic meaning of the scarab, representing transformation and rebirth in Egyptian mythology. This experience, along with many others, cemented Jung's belief that synchronicity wasn't merely a curious anomaly, but a fundamental principle woven into the fabric of reality. It illustrated the interconnectedness of the inner and outer worlds, demonstrating how the unconscious could manifest in the outside world through these meaningful coincidences.
Beyond the realm of psychology and even science, synchronicity holds profound spiritual implications. Many individuals interpret these meaningful coincidences as signposts from the universe, guiding them on their life's journey. These synchronicities, often appearing during times of uncertainty or transition, can offer reassurance, validation, or even a much-needed course correction. Imagine, for instance, feeling lost and uncertain about your career path. You might find yourself drawn to a particular book, encounter a wise stranger who offers unexpected guidance, or stumble upon a job opportunity that seems almost magically aligned with your skills and aspirations. These synchronicities can be seen as the universe whispering, or perhaps even shouting, its guidance, urging you towards your true calling. This interpretation of synchronicity emphasizes our interconnectedness, not just with each other, but with something far greater than ourselves. It suggests that we are not simply isolated individuals navigating a random and indifferent universe, but rather active participants in a meaningful and interconnected web of existence. This perspective encourages us to pay attention to the subtle cues and coincidences that appear in our lives, to trust our intuition, and to be open to the possibility that we are being guided towards a destiny that transcends our limited understanding.
So how do you spot synchronicity in your own life? How do you separate it from everyday coincidences? It requires attentiveness, a willingness to look beyond the surface. Be open to the idea that life is not just random events. Keep a dream journal. Record recurring symbols and coincidences. Look for patterns in your everyday life. These are synchronicities, guiding you on your journey. Open your mind to the mystery and you'll see synchronicities all around you.
Now you might be thinking, how does this apply to my life? How do I integrate synchronicity into my daily routine? The answer is simple, but requires a shift in perspective. Cultivate a sense of presence. Synchronicity whispers, it doesn't shout. It reveals itself in subtle connections. Be present, embrace your intuition. Don't dismiss synchronicity as coincidence. Reflect on its meaning. Trust your intuition. Be open to the unexpected. Live a life of meaning, align with your true self, and synchronicity will guide you. And so we come to the end of our exploration of synchronicity, this fascinating concept that occupied Carl Jung for much of his life. From meaningful coincidences to the role of the unconscious, we have traversed the strange and wondrous landscape of Jungian thought. Remember, the world is full of mystery, imbued with a meaning that often eludes our rational minds. But it is there, waiting to be discovered, if only we know how to look. Share your own experiences with synchronicity in the comments below. Have you encountered meaningful coincidences in your life? How have they shaped your journey? Let's continue this conversation. Let's explore the depths of this mystery together. Remember, the universe is trying to tell you something. Are you listening?